For thousands of years, in a galaxy far, far away, movies have made us laugh, made us cry, made us feel extremely awkward
when watching that sex scene with our parents.
Now,
let's all talk about films with a few guys you could just chill with. If you find a plot hole, they'll fill it right here on BRB Flix. Flix is a podcast for the silver screen. Yoshi rage quits while Jitterbug screams. Dave tries in vain to steer this machine, but the show digresses like it has ADD.
Gentlemen, do you know what today is?
Your birthday?
The first day of the rest of our lives.
All those things, although it's not my birthday, sorry. This is the day that we premiere the Big Red Flix.
Oh yeah.
The name is changing, but the show remains the same.
Yeah, it's still the same three ass. Can't get rid of us.
Nope. Still sitting here talking about movies.
Waving our Big Red Flix in the air. Yeah. Just want to make it really clear for everybody who's slow what that is referencing. Big Red Flix.
So are we starting, this is going to be number one then?
This is going to be numero uno. And I'm getting rid of the 1 point whatever system. It's just going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever.
Wow. Well, that's fine. That
gives us more credit. Like, because we put out like 100 episodes.
Yeah.
I know. I had to write. I did these little posts for all the podcasts that are coming over to BigRedBarel.com, and like the story so far. And yeah, I typed out episode like 300 times in one day. It was ridiculous.
Wow.
Because I did our show and then the Boom Show. That's not the Boom Show. Don't say Boom Show.
It's just Boom. BRB Boom.
The Big Red Barrel goes boom.
Also called another place where Yoshifett can cut people off.
Yes, and that is Yoshifett out there in California who cuts people off. Because
I do cut people off, and
son of a bitch.
I now live in a state where our judicial system has allowed gay people to get married because they said that Prop 8 was unconstitutional today. So let the stereotypes continue to fly. Yay!
Yay!
I can't wait for the onslaught.
Yoshi told Jitterbug and I that in the Skype chat, and I was like, "So is that a proposal?"
And I said yes. No, I didn't say that. He did say yes. I'm already married. Polygamy hasn't been. That's further down the slippery slope.
Yes. Next is animals, and then
no. I think polygamy is going to go first, then animals. I think polygamy will be the first that will after the slippery slope, and then it'll be inanimate objects like the bacon commercial from the Super Bowl where the guy's going to marry the bacon burger.
I don't know, man. See, bestiality porn already there. Polygamy porn, not so much.
You haven't been looking in the right places.
What are you talking about? Polygamy porn? That's practically all I watch is man on two girl.
Well, that's not polygamy because they're not married.
So it's okay if they're not married, but marriage will ruin it. I love the logic, but
of course it will. But anyways, I'm Dave here in Houston, Texas, talking about bestiality, and Jitterbug is out there in Colorado, probably drinking a beer.
Nope, not yet. Let's remedy that bitch. Ching.
Here we go. And this is one of our many weekly podcasts where we talk about movies. This is if you're new to the class, this is the part where we sit around and we talk about movie trailers, things we've watched, and then later episodes, like usually it'll come out later in the week often, or just some other time. I don't know. It depends on really when I get around to editing it, and that's when we sit down and we break down a movie.
Yeah.
And we've spent 25 hours on Star Wars alone.
Gosh, we broke that thing down so hard. We just left it on the bathroom floor weeping. I mean,
we broke it down so hard George Lucas retired.
Yeah. It was a direct result of our podcast.
As soon as we finished, it's like he had the same. He listened to our Star Wars Episode 3 podcast. He got to the end, and he's like,
he saw Yoshi broken. He's like, if I can't keep Yoshi, it's over.
Ben Kenobi he walked away from Anakin. I got to walk away from filmmaking. And he threw up his hands and said, "You beat me."
So he's Obi-Wan, which I don't know. I guess that's okay or horrible. I can't decide which one.
No, that makes total sense because I used to love Obi-Wan in the original trilogy. Prequels, I hated him.
So this analogy works perfectly for you, which is that's really the only person that matters. So
I'm glad you see that.
Very true.
It's taken me 28.3 episodes to figure that out, but
actually, this is 29.1.
If
you want to get all technical,
I don't even know. So.
But no, this is number one. We like to kick off this part of the show with a little rotten of the brains. So, Yoshifett, we'll go with you. How did you rot your brains besides the movie that we BKR'd? Or that we will BKR, I should say.
Am I allowed to give away that movie now?
Yeah,
and
you
say
can.
what it is? Yeah, because that's the main thing I rotted my brain with. I'm racking my brain right now to think of if I was watching any other movies, but mainly I've been watching lots of, DVR'd sitcoms and stuff like that. I've been watching a show called Portlandia, which is...
You already talked about Portlandia.
Yeah,
I'm still watching it, so f off. And it's still,
Do I get to talk about The Sopranos again?
You can if you want, sure. But I've been watching that. I've been watching Parks and Rec, which of course I've talked about that too, and I really like that show. But
I'm so glad you couldn't take the time to watch anything new besides Goodfellas.
Well, I watched Goodfellas, and I'll give you my thoughts later on that, but next episode. But my main thought is I'm a f***ing idiot for not having seen it and being 33 years old. Like, I should have seen this movie at least 20 years ago. I mean,
well, you're the one who's always like, I don't like gangster movies.
Well, no, I just said I never really watched them. I didn't say I didn't like them. I just never, I was never around them, so to speak. I mean, do you guys count Reservoir Dogs as a gangster movie?
Yeah, I do.
Because, I mean, I loved Reservoir Dogs. So, I mean, like, I don't know, I just like the classics, obviously there's a giant hole in my film vocabulary or whatever you want to call it, where I really should, have seen Godfather at this point, for example, which I haven't seen. But no, I've been watching a lot of TV, honestly. I mean, there's been a lot of sports on lately. I don't know if you guys noticed that, and kind of important sporting events, Super Bowl, things like that.
Sure, if you're from New York or Boston, but if you're from anywhere else, no one gives a crap.
See, I'm not that way. I'm not that way. I'm a football fan.
Can I just say that obviously we don't want to spend a lot of time talking about football, but that was one of the greatest Super Bowls I've seen in a long time. I loved it.
Do you remember back in the day when we were younger and every Super Bowl was like 55-10, and like it was always a blowout? It's like the last 10 years or so, it seems like the Super Bowls have been a lot more competitive. Yeah, and obviously we don't want to talk a lot about that.
But this one in particular, though, was there was. I know that there were mistakes in the fourth, and you had Brady's mistake on his first play with the safety.
Oh gosh!
But for the most part, we were looking at two teams that played pretty freaking well. Both these teams played really good football, and then they had the play at the end to where he got the touchdown, but realized right before he stepped over the line, I don't want to go over the line, and then they were coming in behind him to push him in. I've never seen that before in all of my football watching.
The only time I've ever seen that was in an Eagles game when... shoot. What's his name? The Eagles running back before LaShawn McCoy, who is super great. Whatever that guy's name is, and I'm mad at myself for not being able to remember it. He did that same exact thing, but he actually managed to stop himself on the 1-yard line. And it was a huge controversy because a bunch of people who play fantasy football lost that week because of that one.
You son of a bitch!
Brian Westbrook. He was the Eagles running back for a long time with McNabb when McNabb was the Eagles quarterback. And so that's the only time that I ever remember seeing that. This time, I loved how he couldn't stop himself. Yeah. And I love the fact that, say what you will about Belichick, but that's the right thing to do right there. Let them score the touchdown. You don't have the real mistake there was challenging the Manningham catch, because if they had the 3 timeouts, they would have had a much better shot. But like you said, the main thing I want to say about the Super Bowl is that I know that in the future, probably next episode, a lot of the trailer trash is going to be about the previews we saw. There's going to be some discussion about those previews. They're not on here this week, but I can guess that we're going to talk about things like the Avengers in greater detail, or Battleship, or the new Cobra movie and all that crap. So
there was a Battleship? Oh yeah, there was one, wasn't there?
Yeah, Liam Neeson fights everything.
It could have been Transformers 4. It was weird how they marketed it now.
The Twitterverse blew up with that comment that and it obviously is very Transformer-y. And there was some joke about, like, we got someone on the inside. It's like, who is it? Rihanna. Because I guess she's in the movie. I'm like, the Rihanna's all that's standing between us and extinction. Oh, great. So it's funny just to watch that and think, this is supposed to be based off the board game Battleship, I guess. Okay, sure, whatever. At this point, we'll just accept anything. And, of course, invariably, my students on Monday morning were saying, did you see the preview for Battleship, Mr. Radden? That looks so bad. It looks so sick, so bad. I'm like, yep. Nope, didn't tickle my fancy. I'm not a 14-year-old boy. Didn't do it for me. Sorry. But so
are you trying to say that Battleship was made to tickle 14-year-old boys?
Pretty much. I mean, why else do you cast Rihanna as like a naval officer?
You know what? She can tickle me anytime. Okay.
Okay, I agree with that part. But do I get to hit her afterwards?
Wow, you're going in dark places today, Yoshi.
Too soon?
Is there ever? It's like, okay, we can beat her now.
No, I mean, I think you can make jokes about Chris Brown beating Rihanna at this point.
I think she kicked his ass.
I think even Jay Leno has made jokes about it, so we know it's safe.
Jay Leno,
talk high about Rihanna. That's Chris Brown. You know, here's a side story. Sorry, but this is interesting. Is
a tangent upon a tangent? No,
I know this is crazy. I like to give my students some thought-provoking statements before a book we read to get them prepared for it. And in this book,
are these like inspirational quotes? Or
no,
what?
no, they're statements, and I force them to agree or disagree. There's no gray area, and kind of the point of it is to show them that moral situations are gray. You know, that like you can't make absolute statements because people always find exceptions, and then people will go, yeah, that's true. But one of them I put up there was, a man who hits his wife is a bad person. And, you know, people universally agreed with that. And then my next question was, how many of you have a Chris Brown song on your iPod? And it was just great to watch them go, oh, you mean like a real person who hits a woman, not like a theoretical bad evil man who hits a woman, you know. And I'm certainly not condoning, you know, beating women here, but what I'm saying is they thought once a man has crossed that line, he is irredeemably evil, and he can never go back. It's like the dark side has taken him over. And I thought that was interesting, that it was so black and white for them until they realized, oh, crap, we support people who have done this. And, I mean, how many people have done this who we don't even know about, you know, and that we're like, oh, that guy's a great guy. We never know. In his own home, he may do something awful like that. So we also touched upon the idea, can one act, you know, like that make you a bad person forever? And one of my students said, well, you know, if you're hitting a woman, the next thing you're going to be doing is raping her. I was like, wow, what is wrong with my seniors? They're crazy. Anyways,
wow.
Sorry, tangent upon a tangent upon a tangent, but now we're done with that. Sorry. So moving on, I didn't watch anything, is the answer to the original question.
Assault to rape, huh? Wow.
That's how it goes, apparently, according to this particular senior.
All right, well, then I guess I'll go next, and Jitterbug's going to go last, because that's what I decided. I rotted my brains with Little Moneyball.
Oh, damn it. I still haven't seen it. I want to so bad.
Yoshi, you've seen it, right?
I liked it a lot. I predict that Jitterbug will think it's overrated.
Oh yeah, I will probably have a bit of the Juno effect. I enjoyed it. It was very enlightening. It led you into the baseball world, and it kind of had that typical, oh, look, this guy's going to shake things up, and all the old people are pissed.
Yeah, I mean, that part of it was a little bit formulaic, I agree, but I thought the performances were really good, and I know you guys hate Brad Pitt, but I thought I
don't hate Brad Pitt, he's just been in a lot of shit.
Yeah. But you could say that about
no. This is his year, though. He's got Moneyball and Tree of Life. So
yeah, I really enjoyed his performance in Moneyball, and I think this is the kind of performance that's, you know, tailor made for him. Like, maybe he's kind of one dimensional, like Walken, but when he gets the right role, he does it really well. I think. Like
I was surprised by Jonah Hill. He surprised the hell out of me.
Oh, why? I mean, it doesn't surprise me that he can play this like deer in the headlights looking guy. I thought that was the perfect casting.
When you talk about, it's one movie where he's not running around cussing at people and, you know, being a smartass.
Yeah, but he's always got that, like, even in, you know, a movie like the one he did with Michael Cera, where they're like best buddies who love each other. Superbad, yeah, great movie. There's always these moments of awkwardness.
Except you can't remember the title. So how good was it, Yoshi?
It was good. It was really good. I liked it a lot. Like enough that I forgot the title momentarily and then was chastised for it. That's how much I liked it. Anyway, so yeah. So I'm glad you watched that, though, Dave. That's cool.
I did. I enjoyed it. And you know, before the show, we were talking about sports and stuff, and we were talking about how much we hate the Yankees and why it's good to hate them. And this movie starts out with that. It's like, you know, the A's, who pay, you know, $34 billion a year to their staff, are playing against the Yankees, who pay $140 or something like that. It's ridiculous. 200
million, whatever. It's after a while, it doesn't even matter. It's just like they pay 10 times more than whatever else people will pay. So,
oh yeah. I watched that. I enjoyed it. I also watched Real Steel, baby.
Really? What did you think?
It was not good. Like it had some moments where it was like, all right. Essentially, the story is like over the top with Sylvester Stallone, and you're better off just watching that.
What are we? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you meant like it's over the top as like an adjective, sort of.
No, as in the movie, over the top. It's like a switch.
You mean like a prepositional phrase being used in an adjective?
If it's anything like over the top, I love it. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, but
I want to see him turn that hat around and beat the shit out of some robots. That sounds fantastic.
It doesn't happen. It never happens. I'm just saying, like the story where it's like a guy and his kid, sort of. They were estranged, and now they're kind of starting to get along and stuff like that, and they're giant robots. And
here's my thing about a movie like Over the Top is that I feel like we wouldn't like Over the Top if it came out right now.
Oh, are you kidding me? It's horrible.
Right. But you just said you love it though, so that's my point though. Is that like if it's like Over the Top, that it's probably bad. Like.
Yeah. It's like Commando,
Yeah, but except for Commando is legitimately solid filmmaking.
Yeah, true there.
It's got Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I'm trying to make Jitterbug's brain explode by saying that. The cinematography is amazing.
Yeah. Especially the part where he just chops that guy's arm off.
Oh, don't get me started about that scene. That makes the movie.
I think we're going to have to do add to the drinking game whenever Yoshi brings up that damn shed scene from Commando. He brings up, he's like, dude, it's like Arnold in that shed.
No, what you have to do, okay, so here it is. Whenever Yoshi brings up the Commando shed scene, you have to drink your drink without using your hands. So you have to like use your elbows or find some way to take a drink without using your hands.
I love it. That's perfect.
Well, there we go.
It's a new rule.
Yeah, and I checked out the Napoleon Dynamite cartoon.
I'm not excited about that in the slightest.
I figured I'd give it a look-see. It's part of Animation Domination.
Mm-hmm.
I figured I'd give it a chance, and it's just and there are all these characters in it. I'm like, I don't remember any of these characters from the movie. Maybe I should go back and watch it. And then I was like, no, I don't want to go back and watch that movie.
I love that movie. I'll watch that movie any day of the week.
Yeah, I'm on the side of the fence that loves that movie. I know a lot of people criticize it and say that it's just making fun of Hicks or whatever, but I love the kind of vignette stream of consciousness feel of that movie where they just jump from one scene to the other, and just the kind of enjoyment of bizarreness in that movie is great. And the fact that there's no cussing in that movie, and it's like this totally sanitized world where high school kids don't cuss, and I just there's something about it that's just so endearing. I can't really I understand why people don't like it, but for me it hits my funny bone, right in the right spot. So
I think Napoleon Dynamite might be the most quoted movie in my household. It's just constant.
Why? Because everybody goes, ugh.
No, we're just always. My wife and I just love that movie, and so
is
whenever
your wife's name Tina?
No, whenever
you lard, get over here.
Whenever we're serving food to people, I mean, it's constant.
No.
Or what is it? What is he feeding her? The llama, I can't remember.
Is it tater tots?
No, he's feeding her some sort of big casserole thing, but I can't remember what it is right now because I haven't seen that movie in a while. But
yeah. I think that I got Juno affected when it came to Napoleon Dynamite because I was in college when it came out, so everybody's like, "Oh my god, this movie's so fucking amazing! You have to go see it." And then a couple weeks after it'd been out, I finally got to go see it after wandering the halls of academia, listening to "Gosh, idiot," and all that. Yeah.
Get your own tots.
Yeah. No. Killing Wolverines. What do you think? After hearing that, and then I finally go see it with my girlfriend and a couple of friends. And somewhere in the theater, someone has forgotten their cell phone from a previous viewing, and it's turned on, and they are calling it. So throughout the entire movie...
So you didn't just get up and smash it?
Well, nobody knew where it was. We thought it was just some dude's cell phone, and it happened to be under a person a couple people down from me. And, literally, people were getting pissed off, and it was a very bad movie experience. Yeah. And then finally I found it, and I took it outside, and I smashed it with my vengeance and my fury. And I was like, F*** you for ruining my fucking movie experience by literally, the phone just kept ringing, and we thought it was, the dude in front of us, because, the sound was just traveling. Then I was like...
Of course, the big difference there is I don't think that Napoleon Dynamite can suffer as badly from the Juno effect because Juno is really pretentious and Napoleon Dynamite is totally unpretentious, and I think that's the big difference. Juno wants to be an important film that's people talk about because it's so interesting and hamburger phones and such. So I think there's a difference there. I think they're different audiences and different. They were shooting for different things.
Well, I'm just saying, I was built up, and then I had a poor movie watching experience at the theater, and I was pissed, and I destroyed a cell phone.
When was the last time you saw it? Did you see it since then?
I don't think so.
Oh my god, dude, watch Napoleon Dynamite.
I'm coming over to your house tomorrow. We'll watch it.
Yeah, fine. I'll watch it. I love it.
Driving to Colorado.
Yeah.
I love that movie. Oh my god, it's hilarious. It strikes me in all the right ways. I laugh throughout the whole fucking thing.
That might be the problem. It's kind of like if you just had a bad, when you're younger, you had a bad experience with something, you tend not to like it just out of, I guess, internal spite. That might be what it is. Maybe I just need to watch it again, and then I too can bask in the glow of Napoleon Dynamite.
It reminds me of Big Lebowski in the sense that I feel like you're rewarded for repeat viewings because of the subtle little things that may not be immediately like laugh out loud funny, but then when the second time you hear his mom say or his aunt or whatever, make a dang quesadilla, you're like, okay, this is great. So it's like there are these little things in there.
Make a gosh dang quesadilla.
The great scene where he's dancing and LaFonda asks him like what he's been doing. He's like practicing my dance moves, and he does this great. He just swigs his Gatorade as fast as possible.
Yeah, then we do that here all the time.
I just love that look he gives. He just goes practicing my dance moves, and
then bam, he starts slamming his drink.
Amazing. And then of course Rex Kwon Do cannot be left out here. When they try to go learn let's stop talking about the movie because that could be a whole BKR really.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Jitterbug, I'm pretty sure you watched something.
Well, yes, I did. I've had a really bizarre week. It's been absolutely one of the busiest weeks I've ever had in my life, and but I did manage to get one movie in. I watched something, and it's very appropriate because of what happened in California with gay marriage. I watched I Love You, Phillip Morris, which is a movie with Jim Carrey and Ewan McGregor in it, and it's about a con man who realizes that he's gay and leaves his wife and goes on all these cons and ends up in jail, and this is Jim Carrey that's doing this, and he meets Ewan McGregor's character, and they have a love affair, and it's about him getting out of jail and then him doing all these different cons to help Ewan McGregor get out of jail, but Ewan McGregor doesn't want to be a criminal, and he's a really nice guy, and it's if you have even the slightest bit of homophobia, and people take that as a negative. Like whenever somebody accuses you of having a little bit of homophobia, whenever you get accused of that, people really jump on the defensive right away. Like, I'm not a homophobe or anything. I just don't like it.
I'm not afraid of gay people. Come on. That's what phobia means, right?
Yeah, who's afraid of gay people? Come on.
I mean, you made a salient point about that word, though.
I just mean if somebody's thinking to themselves, yeah, I don't know. If you couldn't get through Brokeback Mountain, don't come close to this movie. This movie will utterly destroy and ravage your psyche if Brokeback Mountain messed with you. So if you can,
so lots of gay sex, huh?
There's not a lot of gay sex, but there is gay sex. There's men kissing. It's about a man-on-man relationship.
Ooh, men kissing. I can't handle that. That's just weird.
It's two dudes. I love you. I love you too, dog. Let's get married. It's gross. That's from the Chappelle Show.
So if you can't take it, then this wouldn't be the movie for you. If that doesn't bother you, I loved it. I thought it was, for the first 15 to 20 minutes, I don't think Jim Carrey, that's not his finest performance in the beginning. And it takes you a little while. It kind of feels like he's doing a character like an Ace Ventura or Mad TV kind of character. And it's a little dicey.
It's in living color.
In living color. And it's a little dicey up until Ewan McGregor gets in the movie. And God, he's fantastic. Ewan McGregor is such a good actor. And he really shows how good he is in this movie. You just believe every frame he's in. I have such a huge amount of respect for him after watching this movie. And I've had it since seeing like Trainspotting. He was great in Trainspotting. And even Shallow Grave, I think it was one of his very first movies, is fantastic. But great actor. But this one, really, he deserved a lot of attention for this, and the movie didn't get any attention because it's so gay. And that's, people aren't comfortable with that. So
yeah,
that reminds me of an episode of the IT Crowd where they got taken to a play. It's like, it's a gay musical called Gay. It doesn't get much gayer than that, does it? It's like,
yeah, it does. There's this musical called Rent. I don't know if you've seen it.
Oh,
that's the gayest of gay.
Well, they're trying to convince Jen, who is the female in the show, that the guy who brought them is gay. And they're like, well, he's not gay. And he's like, he brought us to a gay musical called Gay. So that's what I'm just saying. So
that's what I've been doing. The rest of the time I've been busy writing and signing a publisher contract with Italy.
Woo!
Oh, that's bizarre.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's what I've been up to.
With Italy? Does that mean these are going to be like the spaghetti Jitterbug books?
I guess so. Yeah, I'm hoping to be able to go. That would be fantastic.
Oh, can we come too?
No.
Yes.
Well, you know what? I'm going to come either way. So,
Rawr. I love you, Phillip, Dave.
Yeah. I think it's about time we got into some trailer trash. Discuss some trailers, if you will.
Let's do it.
Your average movie trailer is about 3 minutes long. We're gonna watch one and talk about it for about 10. Trailer trash.
All right, first up, we got Woman in Black with Daniel Radcliffe, who's like, I'm not Harry Potter anymore. I wonder if he has ever actually yelled that at somebody.
Did you guys hear the story that he was supposedly drunk while he was filming a lot of the Harry Potter scenes?
Really?
That was kind of funny.
He pulled a Pat Sajak?
That's what he's saying. He pulled a Pat Sajak, and he was drunk during some of the scenes, which, I don't know. Doesn't seem like it's a bad thing.
I wonder if he hit, Emma Watson. Not like in the face, but, sexually.
Well, you know what happens after you hit her? You gotta rape her.
Yeah, you gotta rape her.
It's the slippery slope. We all fall down it.
It's like, first it's a right, then it's a rape.
I don't. He has such a squeaky clean image. I don't know if he would be able to shake it really. And I don't think he's a bad actor or anything like that.
What about the nude horse play that he did for a long time, Equus?
And that didn't hurt his image like at all.
No, I know, but that tells me that it seems like he can kind of do whatever. I don't know.
Is a nude play really going to hurt your image? I mean, it's not like he was, doing a donkey show. It was just a play.
He almost did. I saw it on the internet many times.
But Equus, look, the thing, Equus is a play that's been around for a long time, and it's this weird like bestiality thing. Like it's on the edge, and it didn't, like you said, it didn't hurt his like presence or whatever you want to call it. So I think that he might be able to make the transition. I'm not really sure, but
yeah, we'll see. One thing about this movie though, I don't buy is he's supposed to be a dad.
I don't. Nothing about this movie looked appealing to me. I'm not really a horror fan, and then this looks like weak sauce horror, anyways. So
this is like the Castaway of horror films. It's him in a house by himself with a ghost.
Yeah, it's like it just doesn't look interesting. I don't think it's for us, but
he's going to befriend a beach volleyball, and it's going to be great.
I don't know who it's for. That's the thing about this movie.
You know who it's for? Harry Potter fans. They'll be like, oh my god, Daniel Radcliffe's next project, we're going.
That's what
really? But it's a period piece.
But still, people will go see it because of that. I mean, some people go see Katherine Heigl films just because Katherine Heigl's in it.
Well, those people are stupid.
Well, yeah, but still. But yeah. Daniel Radcliffe in a scary movie?
Yeah, I don't have anything really against Daniel Radcliffe. I do think that if you're the casting agent for this movie and you've got a dad who wants to protect... The whole story was based around a dad that wants to protect their kid, and their kid's going to get murdered if he's in this house. At least that's what I think this is about. Daniel Radcliffe? Yeah. The dude's like 12. I mean, I know he's 20, but he looks like he's 12. Why? No, I don't buy this. This doesn't work.
And I'm sick and tired of white people being stereotyped in scary movies. Why can't they leave the haunted house?
Well, and I know that his actual age is like 22, and I think his kid in this movie is supposed to be like 4 or something like that. And so, well, I guess you could have a kid of 18,
possible.
And he's 22, so that works. No, it doesn't, because he looks like he's 16. So
yeah,
your casting is wrong here. And I get that it's a big name, and you got Daniel Radcliffe to do a movie. But I don't know. I just don't think it fits, and I don't dislike him as an actor, but this is the wrong role for him.
Indeed.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
Next up, we have Safe with Jason Statham in another movie where he runs around kicking ass and saving someone's life.
Yeah.
I pulled this up just so we could make fun of it because he's seriously becoming like Van Damme. Like, how many movies did Van Damme come out with where he's in a fighting tournament and at the end he has to fight somebody humongous?
Yeah, it does feel like, why is this movie made? It's obviously made just for that portion of people who enjoy that specifically and will just keep going to see it regardless, and they're not really worried about whether or not it's original or interesting. It's just it's the new Statham movie where he drives things and kicks people's butts. And
actually, I don't think I saw him driving in this one.
He's gonna drive though.
His career reminds me a lot of Steven Seagal, to where Steven Seagal was, I don't care what you say, and he's a joke now, but back when his movies were first coming out, holy cow, they were awesome. Like the first couple movies.
Under Siege?
Well, even before Under Siege. I think...
is it Hard to Kill?
Hard to Kill suck. No, it's... no, I think it is Hard to Kill and Above the Law are the really good ones. And then he did the Marked for Death, which was goofy. But those first couple movies, Hard to Kill and Marked for Dead, or what am I trying to say? God damn it!
I don't even know what you guys are talking about.
And Above the Law are great, and when they came out, people loved them, and it reminds me a lot of Jason Statham's career. About this guy is going to do some cool stuff, and then it happens to where, oh no. Oh.
He's really a one-trick pony, but I can never think that Jason Statham is as lame as
I agree. I like Jason Statham a lot.
And he's not going to get fat. Don't you dare besmirch his sexiness.
I like him. He's got a ton of charisma. I love Jason Statham. His movie choices suck. It's just the same thing over and over again. I want to see him do... I don't even care if it's an action movie and he's out kicking ass. Fine. But do something different. Make it different a little bit.
At least, like, kick alien ass or something. Let's do something slightly different. I don't know. Yeah, but at the same time, it's kind of like... Well, this is what he does, this is his thing, and maybe he's like, I'm okay just making these movies and getting paid to do it. And
well, but that's not true though.
This movie will probably make like $60 to $80 million or whatever, and he'll get paid. And so,
yeah, well, if it's all about money, then that's one thing. But he's also this is the guy that was in Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels,
right?
And
Snatch,
awesome, and in Snatch, and it was awesome in those movies, but. Now he's on his own, and it seems like if Jason Statham is the star of your movie, you have to get rid of any complicated plots or, anything that's going to be interesting other than the fighting and the chasing and the fighting. I sound like an old Jewish woman. The fighting and the chasing, and the beating up.
I actually rather enjoyed Transporter. I do have to say that, though.
It's not that I haven't. Sorry, I'm eating a Reese's cup. It's not that I don't like a lot of his movies.
You're trying to sound like you're eating pudding.
I like Crank. I thought Crank was entertaining. But the thing that's happening is that if you own a Jason Statham movie from the past 10 years, you're good to go. You can just own that
all
movie.
Of them, basically. Yeah, exactly.
Just own that one, and you're good.
I see what you're saying. That this analogy you're making is perfect because he's becoming a parody of himself, and that's what happens to guys like Seagal and Van Damme is they just keep making the same movies, and then you can't take them seriously no matter how cool they were originally. It's like Stallone, I think, is the same way, where it's like. Stallone became a parody of himself, and we liked him originally, when he was in the first Rocky, or even hell, I'll give him the first 4 Rockies. I'm very forgiving when it comes to Rocky, but it's just nobody can take him seriously. People get to that point of fame where they're, I think Elvis is a similar situation, and I know I piss off old people by saying this, but I can't like an Elvis song. I just hear Elvis singing, and I just think of the hundreds and thousands of imitations of that and all the jokes about it, and it just doesn't. It seems so corny. I feel like people become parodies of themselves, and then that's the point at which they lose any real interest in artistic integrity or whatever you want to call it.
I don't know. Stallone was still pretty solid up through the 90s. I mean, Demolition Man, Tango and Cash. Come on.
No, those are bad movies that are cheesy.
Those are horrible.
Dude, I actually have a little soft spot in my heart for Demolition Man.
Well,
What?
yeah, you were like 5 when Demolition Man came out.
It's a movie from my
Demolition
childhood.
Man is
Sandra
horrible.
Bullock was really hot.
That's what I'm saying. The best part about Demolition Man is all the restaurants are Taco Bell, and I'm okay with that.
I can get with that. And all the one-liners. Look, Phoenix, you're on TV, and then he smacks him with a TV.
That's dumb, though. Isn't Dennis Leary in that movie?
Dennis Leary is in that movie.
Were you 9 when that came out? Was that what?
Look, one of Smelly Pirate and me, we had a friend who just moved in the neighborhood, and he became one of our good friends. And so we greeted him to the neighborhood. We went to his house and said, "Hey, you want to come play pinball with us?" Because that was what we did in high school. We sucked. And he's like, "You know what, guys? It's cool that you're welcoming in the neighborhood." He'd just moved from New York to California. He's like, "But Demolition Man's on HBO right now, and I got to watch that." And so we sat there, and we fucking watched Demolition Man with him. And that's my defining thought about Demolition Man is I had a new friend who would later become one of my good friends, and he turned down going out with a bunch of new friends, admittedly to play pinball, but still, you're new. You want to meet people to watch Demolition Man, And he was like, that was his mountain to die on. He's like, I can't go out. I'm watching Demolition Man.
Was this brick and mortar pinball, or was this?
Yeah, it was brick and mortar pinball. We were going to go to the arcade.
Oh, you guys are edgy.
Arcades used to be cool, Dave. You shut up. You shut up with your youngness.
Look, if I moved from California to New York and some kids came and knocked on my door and said, "Hey, you're new to the neighborhood. You want to go play pinball?"
Is one of them 7 feet tall, like Smelly Pirate?
Yeah, but totally non-threatening looking because of his braces and his floppy hair. Like nobody's ever been intimidated by Smelly Pirate. He's the tallest but least intimidating guy. You know, nobody was ever intimidated by him.
Was this before his voice went all deep or something?
I can't remember the details about these sorts of things, so I don't know.
What you don't realize is that in New York at that time, going out to play pinball with two strangers meant something completely different.
Okay, I'll give you that one, because actually I don't really know.
All right. Let's move on to the next trailer. If Chronicles about superpowers and a sort of home video feel about that, Project X is about a party. And someone being dumb enough to film it.
So is this like Can't Hardly Wait with found footage? Is that what this is? I couldn't really tell.
Actually, I think it's more like The Hangover, but you're 12.
No, they look like they're 17, 18 years old.
I read the description says 17-year-old birthday party, so whatever.
Yes.
And there's some mention about it getting out of control, and I don't know if that means that it's going to go dark or whatever, but the preview didn't give me that feeling.
Did you not watch the trailer with the house on fire? And
yeah, but that almost seemed comic to me. I don't know.
I hope it doesn't get dark. I hope it is. When I first saw the teaser trailer for this, it didn't interest me at all, but then Dave had me watch the other one, the newer trailer, and yeah. I gotta say that if I were younger, this would be something I would probably really latch on to. All the characters seem funny. They seem relatable. And in this day and age, especially, you've got these stories going on where parties do go insane. They go on Facebook and all of a sudden it becomes a viral thing and there's tons of people going to it. And I don't know. I think this could be a good movie. I am a little surprised to hear myself say that by how much I dismissed it the first time I saw it.
Just based on the premise and then the found footage phenomenon thing that's going on, I thought you would hate it based on those two things because I hated it for that reason. So,
but you didn't think any of the trailer was funny? The trailer, not the teaser. Like the part where the guy's like, "Dude, I got that film. Have you filmed the whole thing?" "No, I just saw you punch that child in the face."
I don't know. Maybe it hits too close to home. I teach students that age, and it just seems.
Yoshi, take off your teaching hat for 1 second and just be a casual movie viewer.
I will agree with Jitterbug in saying that if I was of that age, I would be interested in the movie. But as a 33-year-old man, I don't find much interesting in it.
Yeah, I'm certainly not saying that this is going to be a movie that people look back on and, wow, that was a tremendous filmmaking achievement. But I think it might be
this is going to be a defining moment in film right here.
I think it might be something more similar to how our generation looks back on Kid and Play and House Party. You know, where it's like, oh yeah, that movie's terrible, but we all watched it and we all liked it, you know?
Oh God, I hope there's a rap battle in this movie. Now there has to be a rap battle in this movie. If there's not one, the producers of this movie need to have a rap battle. And Martin Lawrence needs to be the DJ.
They can put it in post, I'm sure. They'll just get Lucas.
Yeah.
Get Lucas out of retirement, he'll CG a rap battle in there. It'll be fun.
Yeah, with robots.
And lightsabers. Whatever. I totally get why someone would find this interesting, but it's just like I'm having fatigue on this whole found footage business, and I'm also just like, okay, a bunch of high school kids having a party, whatever. It just doesn't. None of the things that I'm interested in, really. So.
Well, next up we got.
I'm just a hater.
Yeah, you are. You're always such a hater.
See, I love hater now. That's my new thing, is because people can dismiss any opinion you have by just saying you're a hater. You can have the most well thought out, well constructed opinion about something, and of course these are all opinions. It's all subjective. And they just go, well, that's just you're a hater. And you're like, oh, touche.
Do people say that you're a hater, or do they call you a hipster douchebag?
Well, both of those labels have been applied to myself. Yes.
Well, those sound like game changers to me. It's like, hater, boom! Seriously, if you could deploy that in a debate team style setting, I mean, that you can't come back from that.
But it's stupid. It doesn't mean anything. That's why I don't like it. That's why I hate hater and love it at the same time, because it's an irrational conversation ender. It's like, oh, you don't like something for certain reasons? You're a hater. It's like, what? That's stupid. It's like, how dumb can an argument get to the point where it's just like, you don't agree with my aesthetic views of art, so you're a hater. Like, shut up. Like, that's just, you're an idiot if you think that actually carries any argument. Like, just put a bullet in your brain right now, because that's just stupid.
Wow.
Can we stop all the hater talk?
Yeah.
I hate you guys. You guys suck.
See? Hater! Told you. I hate being called a hater.
Speaking of the hipster thing, I'm officially declaring it, and the internet is my witness. If you call someone a hipster, you yourself are now, in fact, a hipster.
Oh.
Yeah,
it's happened. We have reached that point. It's
God damn it, Jitterbug. I love you. Will you marry me in California? No, this has been my point. The whole idea about hipsters is they say, oh, hipsters look down on other things because they're popular, blah, 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 blah. Now it's become popular to call other people hipsters to marginalize their opinion. So that's the most hipster thing you could possibly do. So you've gone full circle now. So stop with the hating and the hipstering.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe you're a hipster hater. Maybe you're an HH.
Whatever. I don't want to be labeled anymore about things. Just like my opinion or don't give some stupid ad hominem attack where you just label me something. That's fucking stupid. Just go talk to other brain dead people if you want to do that.
Yeah, that shit's gay.
Yeah.
Sorry, that kind of produced a strange ninny laugh from me that I didn't know I could make.
All right, we got one trailer left, and it's God Bless America.
I don't know what to think about this. I'll say this. I enjoyed the trailer, and
Totally.
I also enjoyed World's Greatest Dad, which was Bobcat Goldthwait's last movie. Mm-hmm. Or one of his last movies. I'm not 100% positive it was his last movie, but I enjoyed that because it was so subversive and different and interesting to watch. I don't think it was that great a movie, but it was certainly interesting to watch. And this one has the same sort of feel to where I'm enjoying the things these characters are doing. I think it's funny, but I already sort of know it's not going to be a great movie. Just by the trailer and some of the acting and everything about it, it's like, this isn't going to be that good, but I'll be entertained by it.
You kind of know where it's going, too. It's like it feels like the story is written already, and like what surprises could there be after the trailer? You know, like the thing I was thinking was, all right, well, this is kind of like a comedic, dark comedy version of Michael Douglas's movie Falling Down. It made me think of Falling Down, and then the other thing it made me think is the girl in it who's like his accomplice going along with him.
What did she say? Something about, what really pulls my dick off, or something like that?
Yeah, that was pretty funny. It pulls my dick off. But they really should have cast the girl from Hugo and who played Hit Girl,
Chloe Moretz,
because Yoshi wants to have sex with her.
You stop that. Because she's awesome, regardless of any sort of pedophilic implications from Dave. Yeah, she should be that character, because that was the role she was born to play. So
I don't know. I think it looks interesting. And I got to tell you, people talking in the movie theater, I can't tell you how many times I've wanted to go, shut the f*** up!
Yeah.
I actually got into a fight with my girlfriend because she was like trying to talk to me during a movie, and I'm like, "You watch the movie." And she's like, "What's your problem?" I was like, "I paid $8 to get in here to watch this movie, not talk to you." And
was this an ex-girlfriend or
No, this is my current girlfriend. It did not go over well.
Great.
Oh, cool.
Big shocker. The guy from Texas wants to shoot people.
I didn't say shoot. I said yell.
No, I'm the one who wants to shoot people. Remember, I'm the angry one. Although, I mean, that's the thing about this movie is it's like these little annoyances of like modern life.
Yeah, like reality TV.
Almost make you want, reality TV, or, like that last scene where the guy's parking in two spots and the guy's like, "F*** you," and he's like, "Nope, f*** you," and he shoots him. It's like...
It almost seems like this could be like a movie from the 70s, like sort of like an exploitation movie where a guy just walks around with a gun and just...
Yeah.
You're a douchebag.
But I think it does tap into that idea that we're so annoyed by these little inconveniences, and then also like the entitlement of people like, I'm just gonna fucking take 2 car spaces. What are you fucking gonna do about it? And this guy's like, I'm gonna shoot you.
Yeah.
Like it's like I love that idea, but I feel like Jitterbug that it's not gonna be a very good movie, and it seems like a thin premise to build an entire movie around.
Yeah, I think the thing about the lengths that they go to in that trailer, at least, to where they're taking the violence to such an extreme. If the movie's like this, then it has to, in order to have a redeeming factor to it, it has to have some underlying, I don't want to say message, but some underlying story arc or something.
Commentary, yeah.
That's very smart and really on point, and I don't get the sense that this movie's going to have that. And it makes me think that what you're going to get is a lot of really goofy... extreme violence to tap into that thing where, I hate it when people talk in movies too, and that's what I get from it. But then when you get to the end of the movie and they give you their weak sauce sort of, it's not good to feel this way. It's just gonna leave a bad taste in your mouth when the movie's over. I could be totally wrong, and if anything with World's Greatest Dad, it was the story that really carried me through that and how different it was. So maybe Bobcat Goldthwait can do something tremendous here, but just from watching the trailer, I gotta say, I came away from it with that bland taste in my mouth.
You never know. At the end of the movie, they could be like, I'm pretty sure you have a problem with what we just did. Oh yeah? F*** you.
They point the gun at the camera, or at the, right at the screen.
Yep.
And it's in 3D.
Then it's in 3D.
It's like that first movie they showed where the train was coming at people and people thought the train was actually going to come into the movie theater and kill people. Or the guy with the gun actually.
The Great Train Robbery.
The Great Train Robbery. They reference that and show that in Martin Scorsese's Hugo. A very good film.
Very nice. Well, that is all the time we have for this.
Hey, Borat was in that movie and you just did a Borat thing.
No, it's very nice. Again.
Great Dictator. Can't wait for that one. Seeing that preview again during the Super Bowl commercials, I was just like, yeah. Oh, I'm so excited. I love Sasha.
We'll be back next week with a Be Kind Rewind of Goodfellas. That's where we sit down, we break down the movie.
Oh, yeah.
And we're going to break down in all its Martin Scorsese goodness.
My cherry was popped. The Goodfellas cherry. And it felt good.
That sounds so gross.
Blood on the sheets.
Yeah.
I'm going to hang them out the window so everyone knows that was really the first time I saw Goodfellas.
Nice.
Old jokes about like traditions from 1700s is for the win, I guess. I don't know.
That's how we add culture to your lives, people. We can tell you jokes like that.
We tell you jokes about the good old days when a woman had to prove her virginity by showing the bloody sheets after intercourse after marriage or wedding night.
So were your sheets bloody on your wedding night, Yoshi?
You don't want to know.
They will be after his next one. Rawr, California.
Well, let me just put it this way. The night started with some punching, so you can guess where it went after that.
Nice. All right, well, but we'll be back next time.
Well, are we doing the extra credit?
We are doing some bonus content.
Well, there you go.
I was about to pimp that. I just can't get there because I keep getting interrupted.
Well, we want people to get plenty drunk from our drinking game.
Douchebags! God! All right. So we're going to put out some bonus content. Right now, I believe it still says Sarcastic Gamer app, but soon we're hoping it will be saying something else. It's $3.99. It's not in the Android marketplace right now. I'll have to talk to Libsyn to see if I can get that fixed. But it is in the Amazon Android marketplace, if that makes sense, and you can buy it from them. Sure, you can do that, but if you already have it, you're cool, and it is still in the iPhone store, whatever that is called. So get it. It's $3, one time only, and you get bonus content for all of your favorite Big Red Barrel podcasts.
What?
So, yeah. So we're going to go record that bonus content, and we'll see you with Goodfellas.
You and your ears are quite welcome for the podcasting goodness that you just heard. Why not roll on over to BigRedBarel.com for more podcasts, news, reviews, and videos from the biggest, reddest site on the internet, BigRedBarel.com.